There are three types of human beings: hylics, meaning matter, psychics, meaning soul, and pneumatics, meaning air or spaciousness. And so you may find yourself in one of these categories, likely the latter two, because hylics, material people, people who never question, people who adopt all that they're fed by the good grown-ups, they are the people you meet in your day-to-day life going about. It is the 90%, if you will. It is those people who, whenever something is mentioned in the media, they adopt it without question. They do what they're told. They're obedient. They don't have introspection. They don't have the spaciousness in themselves to question, because they're so fixated on the form, this reality, that they don't see what else is there. And when you don't have this scope of possibility, when you're not questioning the nature of reality and even yourself, you don't have autonomy. You're a drone, you're a robot, you do as you're told, right? And it is only through the divine spark, through our own wisdom and cultivation of gnosis and understanding, that we gain autonomy, that we gain free will. Because it is only in the realization of the truth of our being that we are able to act in accordance with that recognition. If not, if you don't have that awareness of your own being, you're simply acting out the scripted role that you're given by both your spirit guides, the council members, by the people in charge, if you will, by your conditioning, which is dictated by these aforementioned categories. You are simply an algorithm, predictable. You're mathematical. And life in this way, if it's all predetermined, doesn't have much value. And that is why people are put in this position of being so distanced from themselves, that we are indoctrinated, we are hypnotized to only see ourselves as this limited version of who we are. Because that is easy to control. That is easy to control because it is measurable. It is calculable. And when you can be calculated, when you are reduced to mathematical equations, you can be controlled, right? And so then we enter the realms of the psychics. Psychics are those who question, who see through the falsehood, but are not yet fully realized. They may have glimpses of truth, of recognition. They may taste gnosis. They know that there is more to reality, sure, but still have this back and forth between illusion and truth, illusion, truth, right? It's back and forth, which is a necessary stage of questioning, of exploring, of finding out for yourself experientially. But it is just a stage leading to the realization of the pneumatics, namely the spaciousness of our own being, the airiness of who we are. Because what is implied in this word pneumatic, meaning air, is that it is not formful. It doesn't have a form. It is simply the boundlessness, the spaciousness of awareness. That is what gnosis means. That is what enlightenment means. That is the essence of self-realization, the essence of meditation. It is the recognition that we are this awareness that is ever present, right? And with that, you are not so invested in falsehoods anymore. It is simply seen and allowed to be because it is seen through as what it is, illusion. ignorance, error. And so without committing to the same original mistake, the original sin, if you will, being the identification with separation, without submitting to that, we're able to have compassion for that, love for that, and we're able to shine that light into our experience to other people, to share from a place of loving kindness. And with that, we're not so invested in trying to fix and make right, because we see that it is not our territory to walk into. That is why humanity has to enter salvation in itself. Nobody is coming to save us. No extraterrestrials, no interdimensionals, no Messiah is coming to save us. We are that in ourselves. We are that which we are looking for. And when we stop trying to fix and change the world, this world of falsehood, and instead shine the light of recognition, of gnosis, of understanding, of seeing past this illusion, of recognizing the truth of our being, it's a new vibration. And I don't like talking about vibration necessarily because there is so much misunderstanding, but it is a more pure energy to act from. And with that, I believe that we can enter a realm where we are all free, because that is the essence of who we are, freedom. That we don't need to turn over the ruling class. We don't need to go out and riot in the streets. There's no need for activism and all this, because that too is carrying this energy of anger and hatred, and it is no better. It is part of the problem. The true revolution is an inner revolution. And I think that there is no change to be found within the bounds of the system. We need a diagonal path, not horizontal, not vertical, a diagonal. We need a completely new direction from where we've been heading so far. And that new direction can only come about through the fresh and most vital realization that is this presence, this aliveness that is always here. It cannot be learned, it cannot be taught. That is why all the geniuses in this world, they looked and found the answers within. It wasn't learned from a book. It wasn't learned from scripture. You have to be that living recognition, that understanding, wisdom in yourself. Nobody can do it for you. I cannot do it for you. No book, no scripture, no teaching, no nothing can do it for you. You need to see what is untrue first in order to recognize then what is true. And that is where we get the three stages of Heilig: full belief and investment in the falsehood; psychic, questioning the narrative, questioning the falsehood for once; and pneumatic, seeing through it all, knowing, recognizing the truth of our being. So which one are you? Where do you find yourself? And perhaps you're ready to question the underlying nature of your reality. Take care. Join the Discord link in the description and have a wonderful day.